Hello， 大家好。今年我们去 NAMM Show 做了特别报道，但是去美国只去 NAMM Show 实在太可惜了。乐手潮今年特别去美国几家顶尖的乐器制作工厂，给大家一个完整的参观报道。不只是一窥乐器的制作过程，也可以看看每个品牌的风格以及他们的文化。PRS 创办于1985年。以吉他公司来说，其实是非常年轻，但是成立的这35年以来，他们已经很成功的从一个小小的工作室变成一个超过300人的大企业。创办人 PRS Smith 他曾经跟随过吉他制作的传奇人物 Ted McCarty。Ted McCarty 担任过 Gibson 的正副总裁，在位期间除了见证了 Les Paul 的出现，其他像是 ES335、Explorer、Flying EV 这些很经典的吉他造型，以及双线圈 humbucker 的拾音器，都是在他任内诞生的。而 PRS Smith 也以 Ted McCarty 为名，出了一系列的吉他。我们来到 PRS 的工厂，1月的马里兰州肯特岛，天气非常寒冷，这也是我们这趟旅程中唯一遇到下雪的地方。这样的湿度与温度绝对不是一个好的制琴环境。但是到底为什么要在这里开工厂呢？当天带领我们参观工厂的营运长 Jack。他马上就回答了我们这样的问题。
And it's not the best place to build guitars because sometimes it's very cold and it's very dry, but then it's very hot and it's very wet. But we grew up here, so we just stayed and we make it work through having mechanical systems. Taylor's in San Diego in California, and it's a wonderful place to make guitars. They can make guitars with the doors open. We can't do that. So we're going to start in rough cut, where the lumber comes in and where the whole process starts. So we're going to head to the back of the shop. This is what we call rough cut. This is where we have lumber delivered, and the wood that we use is carefully selected. The way we look at this is that the woods we use are like ingredients in food. And it takes really good ingredients to make excellent food. So we pay great attention to the materials that we purchase in order to build a guitar. And then we're really careful with what we do with that material, because how you treat it and cure it and dry it has to do with what that guitar sounds like in the end. So it's all very important, and it all starts here at the very beginning of the process. So this is a neat machine. This is a machine that we use to dry our fingerboards. And it gets very, very hot, because to make a good guitar, the fingerboard has to be your guitar player, yeah? So when you get a new guitar and it goes through a year, it's like the fingerboard gets smaller and you feel the frets. If we do a good job in this machine, that wood is done shrinking and it's very stable, and you will not feel the frets. So we take a lot of care here so that we don't have problems later on. And also it makes the guitar sound better because the oil inside the wood turns into crystal. So it goes from a liquid to a crystal. Liquid sounds bad, crystal sounds good, so the guitar sounds better.
早期许多手工吉他，像是它的 Dragon 系列，独特的镶嵌技术也让 PRS 一直被认为是精品的吉他。指板上精美的老鹰镶嵌，更是让 PRS 的使用者被称为养鸟的人。一把好的吉他一定要有非常精准的 fret。CNC 机器除了在琴身上面挖孔以外，精准的切割 fret 也能保证乐手在未来能够有更精准的音准。就如同大部分大型的吉他制造商，琴身形状、背面挖孔、电路槽，这些都是使用 CNC 的机器。乐手最关心的贴皮，只是由人工画出图案，粘合后再用 CNC 切割。当然，最后还是经过人工的修整。近年 PRS 也推出了更亲民的 S2 系列，在同样的品质保证之下，采用更快速的制程。
This is the way I grew up making a neck, with a really big, that thick mahogany that we looked at when we first walked in. That's what this is made from. And we very slowly cut this neck, and you have to go really slow so it can move around and dry and just do its thing. It takes about a month to 30 days or so to get from here to there. But when you're done, if you do it right, it's a very stable neck, not a lot of truss rod adjustment. It's going to be good, but it's a long process. And now we're ready to sand. And we do a lot of sanding here. And a lot of us, I started out sanding here. It's a good place to learn what guitar building is about and whether or not you want to be a part of PRS guitars. So a lot of the people that have grown up in this company started on sanding tables. And sanding necks is really one of the hardest things there is to do, because as a guitar player, the way that neck feels is everything as far as the experience you're having when you're playing the instrument. So really talented people here, and you've got to be very, very careful to make it where the neck, it's consistent. So you pick one up, it's the same as the next one you pick up, so that when you play a PRS, you can rely on everyone being just as good. We don't like having to find the good guitar. We want all the guitars to be the good guitar. Yeah.
琴声与琴颈的结合至关重要，如果吉他重量不均衡，就会造成共振位置的偏移，而毁了一把好木头做成的吉他。因此 ，PRS 的每片琴声、琴颈都有对应的序号，来确认能组合出最佳的音色组合。我们这时候经过了木吉他制作区 ，Jack 告诉我们，这里只有一位木吉他师傅，他的产量也只有1个月做1把而已。虽然不是销售的主力，但木吉他部门对 PRS 吉他的制造是非常重要的一个单位。他们从中学习到了很多经验与新的制作方式。PRS 吉他除了镶嵌以外，烤漆也是非常大的重点。和大多数的吉他品牌比起来 ，PRS 吉他表面有非常多凹凸的弧面，因此需要更细心的处理。
We do two different things with our finishes. We have hand sprayers doing a lot of the real fine work, and then we have a robot that does some of the other work. So we blend technology and handwork together. So here's what we think about finishing in general. So a finish is more than just paint that goes on a guitar. We look at it like the same way we look at a pickup or a bridge or a tuning peg. It's a component of the guitar that either can make the guitar sound better or make the guitar sound worse. So we spend a lot of time with formulas. Imagine a guitar wrapped in a big rubber blanket. It won't vibrate because it's thick. But imagine a guitar with no finish on it. It vibrates just like the wood. So we want finish that acts like wood, vibrates, resonates, and sustains. It does everything that wood does. That's what we want finish to do. It's really something about guitar building. It's a part of the guitar building.
PRS 的另外一个特点是他们的零件大多是自家的产品，从金属零件到电子零件，像是拾音器等等，都是 PRS 自家设计的。实际上，每批吉他都有可能做出设计上的微调。甚至他们跟我们说，他们其实已经有超过100款的拾音器设计咯。
And because we have, every guitar is pretty different from an electronics. Every guitar is different from an electronics standpoint. So you end up with every model. It's kind of, from my perspective, kind of tough to keep it all straight, because we make a different, we don't make the same number of the same model of guitar every day. It changes every day. So what these folks are doing every day changes too, which means your materials change every day, which means your purchases change every day. So it's really kind of mind-bending when you take that all the way back to the purchasing side of things. The other thing that this room is to me is about proprietary. So we don't use many off-the-shelf parts. We use things that we've designed. And then we work with our supplier partners with drawings to create these special parts. There's not a lot of just bridge that we buy out of a catalog. We design a bridge, and then we work with our partners to make this bridge.
在所有零件安装完毕后，就进入了出厂前的微调阶段。Jack 告诉我们 ，Porter Smith 在以前就是一个吉他设定出名的技师，因此 PRS 吉他不只是产品设计到位，重点是能够让乐手从箱子拿出来的时候就能获得最好的体验。
And so again, you got all these different models, you have all these different parts. you have to have all those things ready to go when the guitar gets here. And then the guitar setup. The other thing Paul is really great at is his setup. He was famous for his setups. Famous bands would come to Washington in the 1970s and they would come to Paul to set his guitars up because he's just very, very good at it. And so our standards of setting a guitar up and our action being very low and the whole thing working very well together comes from his talent in that arena. So these guys set up a guitar the way that he sets up a guitar. They just do it way faster. They're just much faster at it. So we've gotten really quick at doing an expert job.
其实，在制作的过程中，如果发现任何的瑕疵，就会被送回上一栋去修正。但是在最终装箱前，还是会有最后的多层检查。有人付钱让你弹吉他。
Every guitar is tested to make sure it functions correctly. It's play tested again. And when it's done and everybody's happy with it, it's going to be signed off. So this guitar was assembled by CH, that's Chuck Hurley, he built it. I think Jeff Maroldis is at this bench. He's going to sign it and say it was final checked on this date. And people cherish these tags. They really like to keep those.
我们在工厂的楼上也看到很多从海外运回来的 SE 吉他。SE 是 Student Edition 的缩写，也一直扮演着中阶价位吉他的角色。但即使如此 ，SE 仍然受到严格的原厂管控。
My first guitar, and I was really small, very young. I was probably 5 or 6 years old. It was a terrible guitar. It didn't work well. It hurt to play. The action was so high, my fingers would bleed. But I didn't know any better. And I fortunately loved music so much, I stayed with it. And I worked really, really hard, and I worked through that bad experience. What we want to do is create great experiences. And if it's a first-time guitar player, that they are like inspired to keep practicing and to play. That's what we want to do. But even these guitars, some of the best guitar players in the world find these guitars good enough for them. Carlos Santana has a PRS SE. He uses it. Mark Tremonti plays a PRS SE. These guys are, some of the best guitar players in the world, and we know if we can make a guitar that's good enough for them, it's good enough for a lot of people. So we take it really seriously. Trying to just make, again, it's a really good tool for the guitar players out there, a way that they can take the music you have in your head and more easily get that music out to other people's ears.
他们也在乐手潮抢先披露了4月即将发表的内建木吉他声音系统的 SE 吉他。过去只有在一些乐手特殊需求中才会出现的功能，现在在 SE 上面也体验得到。
This guitar is going to launch in April. So it's close. And we have a version of this that's already out. Maybe we look at that one instead. But this is an SE Hollowbody. And between us, it's not ready for the public. This is a Piezo. So inside of SE, in April, we're going to launch this guitar. It's a very special instrument. You can run 2 outputs, so I can run acoustic and electric out of one guitar, and the acoustic sound is amazing. So we think for the working musician that wants to go out and play a lot of different kinds of music but only want to take one guitar, we have the answer.
过去很多人以为吉他木头的级数是用木纹来决定的，但 Smith 选用的木头却是以敲击木头的共振来决定木头的等级。他们这次也让我们亲身体验一下木头的声响 有经验的制琴师往往可以靠着吉他共鸣的音色来组合出心目中的音色。电吉他不只是插电后的声音，在不插电时，往往也能听出一把琴的特色。从这次的拜访，我们感受到 PRS 吉他部门对部门、生产环节对环节的重视。一把好琴并不是只依赖好的木头，从塑形到上漆，到零件安装，到调整 ，PRS 展现出对品牌的坚持，给予音乐人一把好的工具。下回我们将专访 PRS 创办人 Paul Smith 本人，请他来聊聊未来的计划与展望。喜欢我们的节目，请订阅我们的频道，并且按下小铃铛哦。乐手潮，我们下次见，拜拜。